welcome back to Champion the Passion, a weekly pro wrestling podcast where we inspire you to champion your passions and celebrate the joy in what you love. I'm your host. My name is Victoria Daisy, and today we're going to be recapping everything that happened last night on AEW Dynamite. But before we dive deeper, don't forget to leave a 5-star review if you enjoyed. Follow me at It's Victoria Daisy across all social platforms and follow Champion the Passion across all streaming platforms. But let's dive right into the opening segment with Will Ospreay. So he came out to talk about sausage rolls, and the whole crowd was chanting sausage rolls. No, I'm kidding. He didn't come out to just say that, but he did say sausage rolls. But he came out to talk about last week and how he received devastating news on how he was not cleared to wrestle for Forbidden Door this Sunday. And it's all because of what the Death Riders did to him. And then he said that this match is lights out, it's unsanctioned, it is anything goes. And because of that, whatever happens is not AEW's fault. And so he said that he is willing to take that risk because this place, as an AEW, is worth it. And he said that if after Sunday he can't be Will Ospreay anymore, then he wants the fans to know more than anything that he gave us his everything. And he said that he is doing all of this for revenge on the Death Riders. And of course, say their name and they appear. Not Joe Hendry, the Death Riders. So the Death Riders came out, and to be honest, Jon Moxley didn't even say anything. But Will said to Jon that he is coming for him. And then that made them break out into a huge brawl, and it was this whole thing. And then Jet Speed came out for the save because obviously the numbers game. And that transitioned right into the first match of the night, which was the Death Riders versus Jet Speed. And to be honest, he's a wrestler from New Japan, but I don't know how to pronounce his name. It's like Tanoshi something. I'm so sorry. But that was the match. And to be honest, it was a really good match. I mean, it had the perfect mix of athleticism and hard-hitting action, and I love the storytelling in this match and how well everybody worked together. I mean, it got me really hyped for their match on Sunday at Forbidden Door. But in the end, Jet Speed and Tanoshi, I think that's his name, whatever, him, they won. And it was a really great match, like I said, once again. So happy that they took the W. Then the next segment of the night was with Adam Copeland. And before Adam could even get a word out, Christian Cage came out. And basically, they came out to address the match that they're having on Sunday against Kip Sabian and Nick Wayne. And Tony Schiavone was out there with them as well, kind of just mediating the entire situation. And then Christian said that he found himself after All in Texas. Because if you remember, Adam Copeland told him to go find yourself at All in Texas. And so he took that time to do so. And he said that, during his soul searching, he found out that he actually doesn't need to change anything because he's perfect the way he is. And I love his confidence. And he said that him and Adam are not on the same page, but at least they're finally writing in the same book. And when he said that, I was like, oh my God, poet. That was low-key poetic. And he said that the fans are not going to get this bubbly reunion that they wanted, but instead, this is a reunion out of necessity. He said that Adam has agreed to help him with his Nick Wayne problem, while in return, he will help Adam with his FTR problem. And so they shook hands, and then I thought, okay, well, that's the end of it. A nice, short and sweet moment. And then, of course, that didn't happen. Kip Sabian and Shayna Wayne came out, and they came out to basically shame Christian for asking help. And then a video of Nick Wayne popped on the screen, and he talked about the fact that, Christian hurt his foot last week, and basically he began to threaten him, saying that, if he was cleared for Forbidden Door, that he would tear him to pieces. And then at the end of the video, he basically, kind of hinted that he kind of is cleared, or maybe that he'll be there. And so I thought, okay. And then he was like, but I just want you to remember that I am always one step ahead. And then when that happened, a really quick vignette played. And so let me describe it for those who didn't watch. So basically, if you guys know, like, the whole Frankenstein thing where, sorry, like, I know of the Frankenstein situation, but, like, I don't know. I know he was, like, resurrected, right? Frankenstein? Whatever. It was kind of giving that. Like, a doctor was, like, putting needles into this body. We didn't know what the body was. And then all of a sudden, it, like, came up like Frankenstein, and it was Killswitch! Oh my God, I popped so loud. And then I was like, oh shoot, okay, so Killswitch is coming on Sunday. Wrong. He came right then and there. His music hit, aura, 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 and I freaking flipped out. I've always loved Killswitch, and so this was such a cool moment for me. And to be honest, we haven't seen him since I believe this time last year. It's been over a year. So I was super excited. And so then we found out that he will be taking Nick Wayne's spot in the tag match on Sunday. So it will now be Killswitch and Kip Sabian versus Adam Copeland and Christian Cage. But let's move on to the next match of the night. We had FTR versus Bandito and Brody King. Now, this was another amazing match. I mean, there were some insane spots. There was blood, hard hitting, and truly all of the above. And I really love these two tag teams, and I feel like every time each of them have matches, it's always the best. Now, the ending was really awesome because this match had a 30-minute time limit, but unfortunately they went over without a pinfall, so nobody won. But the way that they ended the match was so cool because they did a table spot right as the bell rang. I loved it. Also, I forgot to mention that this was a number one contenders match. Whoever wins faces the Hurt Syndicate at Forbidden Door. But then it got announced after the match ended that both of them will be facing the Hurt Syndicate at Forbidden Door this Sunday. So it will be a three-way tag match for the AEW, what is it, trios? No, the World Tag Team Championships. So I'm super excited. I think it's going to be a great match. I am so excited for Forbidden Door. Unfortunately, because it is happening so early in the day, I do have plans, but God bless for being able to watch it on demand. So I'll probably still get it and just watch it a little bit later before Heatwave. But let's talk about the next segment that happened with Hangman Adam Page. So he came out to talk about how he got jumped from behind by MJF last week, and then he called him a coward for never handling situations head on. But he said on Sunday there is nowhere to hide, and so MJF's music hits, and so I'm like, okay, here we go. But he was a no-show, and instead he actually stole an AEW camera and was backstage with it, kind of vlogger style, which I thought was hysterical. And so the video played on the screen, and basically he was with Ricochet and these two other guys, I forget their names, but they were all surrounding Mark Briscoe, who was tied up to a chair with duct tape on his mouth. It was so cinematic. And he said that he has 3 requests, but if Hangman says no, then something bad is going to happen. And so, right as he said that, MJF is so insane, bro. Right as he said that something bad was going to happen, he poured lighter fluid all over Mark Briscoe's body, basically insinuating that if Hangman does not agree to these terms, he's going to light him on fire. And I thought that was the most diabolical thing ever. You are absolutely insane, but I loved it. That's very MJF, you know? And so he listed the 3 requests. So he said the first one is that the title can change hands via disqualification. The second one is that the title can change hands via countout. And the third one is that he doesn't have to use his contract to get his match on Sunday, which we know has been a huge focal point of the storyline. And so he was like, I'm going to count to 5. If you don't agree, I'm lighting this man on fire, basically. Love the violence. And so he was about to hit 5, and Hangman was like, fine, I'll do it. So he agreed to the terms. And to be honest, I'm really curious to see what's going to happen on Sunday, because it seems that this is going to be a very easy win for MJF. All he needs is some of his friends to come and interfere. Disqualification, he wins the title. So very curious to see what's going to happen. Is he going to actually win the title? I'm not sure. But let's head into our main event. We had the TBS champion Mercedes Moné and Athena versus Alex Windsor and the AEW World Champion Toni Storm. This was a fantastic match. Obviously, I'm biased because Mercedes is in it, and you guys know she's my GOAT. She's my literal everything. But it was great, and I thought that everyone worked really well together, which really led to a clean and entertaining match filled with lots of cool spots and moments that truly made it everything that it was. But in the end, Athena and Mercedes Moné won. I also love the way that they did the finish. But let's head into my overall thoughts. I thought it was a really great show. My match of the night was definitely FTR versus Bandito and Brody King. I just thought everything about this match was so great, so entertaining. There was never a second that I was bored. It was just 10 out of 10. My segment of the night definitely was Adam Copeland and Christian Cage's segment. I thought that it advanced their storyline really well, and we also got the great return of Killswitch, which I was very excited about. Overall, I'd rate the show about an 8 out of 10. Huge rating for AEW this week. So excited. Also, just so you guys know, tomorrow I will be releasing a bonus podcast episode where I will be previewing and predicting the card for NXT Heatwave. I also really want to do a bonus episode for Forbidden Door, but that's still TBD. I don't know if I'll do that tomorrow or Saturday, but obviously follow on social so you can keep up with that. But thank you guys so much for watching and listening to this episode of Champion the Passion. Don't forget to leave a 5-star review if you enjoyed. Follow me at It's Victoria Daisy across all social platforms and follow Champion the Passion across all streaming platforms. Don't forget to champion your passions and celebrate the joy in what you love. And I will see you guys in the next episode. Bye.